Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now, I'm Aspie, and I welcome you all to my channel. If you're new and you're landed on my page for some apparent reason today, and I'm hoping that regardless what you're seeking out for answers or clarity, understanding whatever that it is, that I'm your girl to hopefully just be able to support you any way I can. I am all about creating mental health and awareness versus sharing my life stories, basically on my everyday struggles with Asperger's syndrome and every other mental health conditions that comes into territory with it, along with tips and advice on how we manage our everyday, mental health conditions and every other disorders I can think of. I'm all about health and awareness versus, like I said, sharing my life stories, as well as tips and advice versus also on the side there, Beauty from Ashes, which is just a video messages of hope, inspiration, and clarity for you all, for when you guys are down and out. So what I'm going to do, guys, basically at this point of time, while I am actually away from going about doing the Beauty from Ashes playlistings of the everyday personal video messages, I'll be back on it shortly. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do some bits and pieces based on some of the mental health disorders, or just some disorders in general, hopefully, so that I can tidy up some loose ends before next year, what I'm hoping to do, which is going to be probably going to be a full-on year for me, who knows, but we'll have to see what the future holds. So before I begin this, though, I humbly apologise in advance that if some of the tips and advice that you hear right now is similar to some of the videos you've already heard, don't fret, because obviously it's good to hear it again and actually have it as a repetitive thing in our mindset, so we know obviously what we can do to help someone that maybe is struggling or is in that need when we see these classic signs and symptoms. But bear in mind also, like I said, I am no medical doctor. I'm just my normal self, just sharing my life stories, experiences along the way of what I go through in my life, and hopefully some of the management skills that I've learned through it all will be of value and use to you, or vice versa. What you share with me or the rest of us will be of use to us. So it's a matter of give and take and respecting one another. So without further ado, guys, this is part 2, managing anxiety, basically on the how to cope with the panic attacks when it strikes. Also, basically, just to bear in mind that in the part 1, obviously it was all about what I covered was your breathing techniques, basically breathing deeply by being in the moment of part 1. Number 2 was staying present, and number 3 was pinpoint, the symptoms or the physical symptoms of your panic attacks, and number 4, looking for the stress triggers basically that causes you to have that onset of your panic attacks. So this one's basically now part 2, as I said, managing anxiety on how to cope with panic attack. So let's back into this. So number 1 is managing anxiety is managing your stress. As we know, sometimes we don't wish to let stress pile up in our lives, regardless of our everyday busy schedule, or regardless, stress is everywhere, be it if we're busy in our relationship, busy with work, busy with other commitments, be it family and whatnot. We can manage our stress, however, by engaging in everyday activities that can help us relieve stress. This can include some of the following: yoga, meditation, exercise, writing, drawing, or anything that you find helpful that will relieve your stress. Another advice here, though, one excellent way to manage stress is also getting plenty of sleep. Around 7 to 8 hours a day is crucial. This can help you handle the stresses of your everyday life. Number 2, practice progressive muscle relaxation. Practicing relaxation can help you to cope with stress and anxiety on a daily basis, and can help prevent anxiety over in the long term. However, to practice this muscle relaxation, basically what I would like to say is just to be amazing, is to lie down and relax your body, tense and then release one muscle group at a time. Start with your right hand and forearm by making a fist and then relaxing. Move to your upper right arm, left arm, then your face, jaw, neck, shoulders, chest, hips, front and left legs and feet. Take your time and feel yourself let go of any of the tension within your body. Again, basically, just to maybe use that as a form of a technique while you're sitting there watching my video, maybe to do this. I encourage you guys to do it. You might feel better afterwards. Number 3, expose yourself to panic symptoms. Okay, what I mean here is after a while you experience a panic attack, basically some people may develop a fear of panic attacks themselves, right? This can lead to avoiding situations that may have induced the panic in the first place. You can lessen the fear by the more you expose yourself to the symptoms. If you have persistent panic attacks, you might try to recognize the unique body symptoms related to your panic attacks, such as tightness in the throat or shortness of breath. When you notice these signs, symptoms, remind yourself that you're not in physical danger. Will actually then let you come out of the state of your panic attack. Advice here for you all, basically what I mean here is, also before I give you the advice, is sometimes we're in the moment, basically we try to figure out what is the one that what it was the most trigger that caused us to panic in the first place, and where were we at the time, to imagine ourselves maybe. And the advice now here is number 1, practice holding breath, shallow breathing, or shaking your head from side to side. Mimic the symptoms you experience and do them in your own control. So basically we're sitting down again watching this, maybe to do these simple exercises. If you can do so in a safe environment. Number 2 for this is do this in a controlled setting so that if it happens uncontrollably, it cannot be fearful. Number 4, which is no-brainer for most of us, is getting plenty of exercise. As we know that for exercises obviously helps us with our overall health, mentally, spiritually, physically. It is closely related to helping us handle with panic attacks. Since panic attacks are tied to physiological effects related to our heart functions, like a rise in the blood pressure or decreased oxygen, working on your cardiovascular health can help reduce the effects of panic attacks if it has so on our body. And advice here is we could go for a run or a hike, take dance classes, or try martial arts. Do things that we enjoy and find fun and that keeps us moving. So keep moving, guys. Number 5, avoid stimulants. Try not to use nicotine products or caffeine, especially in situations where you've had panic attacks in the past. Stimulants may speed up many of your physiological processes, however, which would then make a panic attack more likely to occur again. They may also make it harder to come down again from that panic attack. So basically what I want to give as an advice here, or an example, if you've had panic attacks before and are someone who's typically anxious, meaning you people, think about skipping that cup of coffee before going on that blind date if you were to go on a date. Number 6, consider a herbal treatment or supplement. If you're experiencing mild anxiety, not a full-blown panic attack, the herbal supplements chamomile and valerian root has been shown to relieve mild anxiety to some form of degree. Be sure to check for medication interactions before taking them, and always follow the package instructions on any other medications, regardless what it may be. There are also other supplements available that can reduce the effects of stress and anxiety. These will include, but also check with your doctor first before maybe doing these herbal remedies if need be. I'll be talking more about how to handle this with care of your panic attack of a alternative herbal remedy. But in the meantime, keep your eyes out in the next few days. So these will include the following: magnesium. Check with your doctor to see if you've got magnesium deficiency, which may be making it harder for your body to deal with past stresses. And number 2 is omega-3 fatty acids. You can take a supplement like flaxseed oil. Omega-3s have been shown to reduce anxiety. And number 3, I should say, is your gamma aminobutyric acid, or GABA as it's abbreviated to. If you're deficient in this, which is a neurotransmitter, you may be having trouble calming your nerves, headaches, and express palpitation, among other things. Take 500 to 1,000 milligrams of GABA a day, or eat more broccoli, citrus, bananas, or nuts. That will help counteract with the GABA. Well, basically that ends the part 2 of your how to cope with panic attacks, managing anxiety. Give me a like for thumbs up for support. Comment below. Feel free to also comment below just to say hi, or just comment below if you've struggled with this and you want to share your stories or how you managed to cope with this in your day-to-day living, so that we can become aware and actually learn from each other of how we manage and cope with each of these different mental health disorders. Also, feel free to follow me on social media sites, Facebook and Twitter, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. And all further ado, guys, thanks for support, thanks for watching. Do what you love what you do. Aspie signing out, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao.